Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, little bit of wrestling talk right here on the new Wrestling Jesus channel. Subscribe today, folks. AEW, folks, they got problems there. 12 big problems, and we're going to talk about them now. Number one, they still need more stars. They got Punk and Bryan. Yes, that's a big improvement, but Punk and Bryan need opponents. You know what I mean? Just Punk against jobbers week after week isn't going to cut it. The whole Cody Rhodes special of wrestling jobbers, people got sick of it. Dean Ambrose as champ wrestling Eddie Kingston, Lance Archer. That's not big enough for a championship match, you know what I mean? Punk and Bryan need opponents, you need more stars. It is what it is. Number two, they're too obsessed with the WWE. I understand the indie fans are mental and they enjoy this fantasy war against McMahon. They believe he's an evil person. The company is evil. They think they're cool when they bash WWE. They gotta try to fit in with other losers. You got Dave Meltzer with the propaganda there. But all of this makes AEW look shady. The constant shots at WWE look shady. You know, appearing on Dark Side of the Ring, pushing Meltzer's propaganda. They're the wrestlers themselves going out of their way to try to bury WWE and propped up, push up AEW or whatever. That shit looks shady as fuck. And the normal fans ain't interested. CM Punk coming out saying that Ring of Honor is real wrestling and WWE isn't, pretty much. Apart from a tiny corner of the wrestling community, nobody else is impressed by this. Oh, Ring of Honor was real wrestling. WWE isn't. It's only retards that will appreciate this kind of bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, enough with the WWE shit. Just do your own product. Try to be good on your own. Show the world what you got. Constantly bashing somebody else. Hey, these guys are evil. We're gonna love you. It just looks desperate, you know what I mean? Number three, too many jobbers on the roster, folks. It is what it is. And I understand the propaganda. McMahon is evil for releasing wrestlers. So Khan wants to hold on to everybody so we can look like a good guy. At some point, you're going to have to release these jobbers. Okay, it's damaging the show. Plus, it's a waste of money. You know what I mean? Trying to cram all these useless goofs on your show. It makes it unbearable to watch. Dark, like fucking 15 matches in a row. I'm not watching this. They're wrestling for 2 minutes. There's like 32-minute matches. They're not even real matches. Why would I waste time doing this? Because you want to put your losers on the card. So you have 30 matches with losers that last 45 seconds each. What's the point of this? Like, use your shows to try to fucking promote up-and-coming talent who are actually worthy of something, not have 100 matches with Luther and everybody else. Who wants to watch this? Like, Get rid of these fucking jobbers. And here's the thing. AEW fans, they're very hypocritical. WWE releases people, they're gonna fucking act like it's a big evil thing. Tony Khan could release half the roster tonight. These fans would defend it because they're hypocrites. Just go ahead and release the jobbers, you know? Number 4, too much of an indie feel. You know what I mean? Casuals aren't interested in indie wrestling. The lapsed fans aren't interested in indie wrestling. You're not going to get viewership. You're not going to look professional by being a national indie fed. Get rid of the jobbers, enough with the indie comedy. Try to look like a real fed, you know what I mean? Number 5, bad booking. Most of the booking is random as fuck. Somebody attacks somebody in a cheap looking deal. The next show they have a match. That's most of their booking. It's something happens, real dumb, real easy, then they have a match right away. There's no real booking for most of it. But when there is booking, a lot of it is bad. Like CM Punk against Darby Allin. He wants to wrestle him to put him over. That's not a storyline. That's not good booking. I want to put him over, guys. I want to have fun with him. That's not booking. Punk against another jobber on Rampage, 640,000 viewers. Somehow you took CM Punk, that was getting a reaction when he came out the first night, and somehow you've cooled him way down. You know what I mean? That's bad booking. It's not good. 640,000. You know, and on Rampage, there's a clip of Punk. Hey, listen, I'm fighting jobbers, but things are gonna heat up. I'm gonna fight bigger names because it's not working. You know what I mean? You can't just have Punk against Cody Rhodes, and then for 3 months it's Punk against jobbers. You know, nobody wants to see the big hot angle of Punk versus Joey Janela. You know what I mean? Like, you need better booking. You need real stars on the show to go along with Punk and Bryan, stuff like this. Number 6, this needs a point of its own. 90% of the matches are just cold matches. You know what I mean? It's midgets that most of us don't care about, and they have no reason to wrestle. Why would I care? You know what I mean? And every match is the same thing. Why would I give a shit? You know, even if it's good, if there's no storyline, you can only go so far with this good indie wrestling. Like, you need a reason to watch. I don't care about Adam Cole and other guys doing flip and goofy flipping pile driver. It's always the same thing. I've been watching wrestling for 30 plus years. I've seen wrestling, you know what I mean? You need more than just 2 skinny, uncharismatic midgets dancing and kissing each other. You need more than that, you know what I mean? You need a story, you need character. Just cold matches, especially between guys we don't care about. You know, you're not going to get big viewership with this. You know what I mean? Number 7, too many botches. Botchy matches, big botches with the show. The cage match where they land on the big mattress there. Botchy, looks unprofessional. You need to up the professionalism. Have guys wrestling who know how to wrestle. Christian Cage and stuff like this. You know, guys who have experience in the ring, you know what I mean? You need young guys too, but get the young guys who aren't going to go in there and paralyze your other wrestlers, you know? Guys who are actually good enough to be wrestling on TV. Like, they had this Caesar Bonini. The guy clearly couldn't wrestle. This was embarrassing. They've had many matches that were embarrassing. Maki Ito, all of this, embarrassing. You know what I mean? Just because these goofy fans on Twitter are saying we love Maki Ito, I'm glad they didn't go with this because it's embarrassing. These indie fans, you could put the belt on Brody Lee's son, they're gonna say they love it. You know what I mean? You gotta do what's actually best for business, not listen to the retards on Twitter. Like, number 8, the ratings are still low. They're higher than they've been thanks to Punk and Bryan, but they're still low, motherfuckers. Number 9, too many teams, too many tag teams, too many stables. Enough! Matt Hardy, a stable, it's just worthless tag teams in one stable. There's like 3 worthless teams. Not only are it's 3 teams you don't fucking need there, it's fucking 3 teams in one stable with Matt Hardy, who's too old to wrestle. Where the fuck you going with this? Why does this need to be a stable? Have Matt Hardy as a manager of somebody else. Just Hardy by himself with one good wrestler. Why should he manage a stable of tag teams? Give me a fucking break, you know what I mean? Like, you don't need all these fucking stables. Enough, for fuck's sakes, with this. Number 10. They need to stop catering to the smarks and the indie fans because it hurts your product when you're going out there. Yeah, fuck WWE. You know, and you do goofy shit to try to impress indie fans. Regular people are watching. It's like, you know, like Tony Khan. I'm the guy who brought Rapunzel back together, or whatever this tag team was. Rapunzel 2.0, Rapungi 2.0, Rapungi Vice. I'm the one who brought back Rapungi Vice. I'm the open door, the forbidden door. Normal fans are looking at this like casuals. Who the fuck's Rapungi Vice? And you know what I mean? You have a working relationship with TNA, big fucking deal. You know what I mean? But always trying to cater to the indie fans with goofy shit. We're going to bring in Warhorse. Who's that, for God's sake? You know what I mean? Normal people don't want to watch this. You got to bring in normal people to bring up the viewers. There's not enough indie fans. There just isn't. You know, most people aren't going to stop watching WWE and then start watching 30 feds that are even worse. If you're sick of wrestling, you stop watching. You don't watch 100 shittier wrestling feds. These are people that are way too deep into wrestling, the indie fans. I watch AAA. Somehow I'm better than you because I watch shitty wrestling. It's like, it's only psychos who think like this, marks. They think they're special because they watch MLW and Ring of Honor. You're not special for this. Like, in what world is somebody better than another because they watch New Japan? I don't understand. Like, I watch the Tokyo Baseball League. I'm better than other baseball fan. You don't hear this in reality. It's just a mental case indie wrestling bubble thing that they think they're special for watching garbage. In reality, casual fans, regular people don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? You need to cater to normal people. There's only a small amount of indie fans. Okay, when you were getting 700,000 on Dynamite, it's not 700 indie fans. You have WWE fans mixed into there that are watching it. You know, if you want to get other people, you need to put on a real wrestling show to get other WWE fans. Because the people who stopped watching wrestling, they're gone. They left. They're not going to come back for Joey Janela and Roppongi Vice. They left. They didn't care about Punk and WWE. They didn't care about Daniel Bryan. They left. So how is Punk and Bryan going to bring in the lapsed fans? They won't. They didn't care. They left while they were in WWE. These fans stopped watching. So why would they come back for guys that they didn't watch in the past? You know what I mean? The only thing you can do is try to get people that watch WWE, and you're not going to do that by shitting on WWE and WWE fans. You got to put on a real wrestling show and catering to indie fans doing retarded indie stuff to impress indie fans. SJW stuff about Hulk Hogan, that's not going to bring in the Hulk Hogan fans that watch WWE, right? That's only going to impress the retard indie fans who already watch your show. You know what I mean? So you need to cater to real long-time wrestling fans, people that, you know, and this whole demo only, fuck the old people. How do you expect the old school fans to tune in? The old school fans that might get their grandson to watch AEW. If it's just fuck anybody outside of the demo, that's gonna alienate a bunch of older fans. You know, imagine that there. Fuck these old people, fuck them. That's the message that the fans put out on Twitter. If you're a 50-year-old dude on Twitter and all the AEW fans are saying, fuck you, grandpa, this is modern wrestling, the grandpa's not going to tune in. He's not going to order the pay-per-view. He's not going to get his grandson to start watching AEW. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of dumb shit that AEW does, and the fans are terrible. They make it worse. It would be fun to have a new WCW, a real wrestling company, and another AWA. I didn't get to watch that there, but it would be fun to have another real wrestling company. But just feeding the ego of indie fans and alienating everybody else, I don't see how this is good for business. It's terrible for business. Like, get a fucking grip for real. Like, number 11, WWE is better than AEW, fucks. And that's a big problem for you boys. Roman Reigns is better than AEW. I'm better than AEW, folks. And number 12, ladies and gentlemen, the fans suck. I mean, I've talked about these fans throughout the video. They're the craziest group of fans that I've ever seen in wrestling. They're worse than TNA fans. I mean, they're the fattest. The fattest group of fans. that I've ever seen. The hot new demo who goes out on Friday night. It's the big fat boys eating Doritos and pizza in their mother's basement. That's the demo, folks. So, big problems. Hopefully you fix these problems and put on a better show there. Until next time, peace.